What's up everyone, Fallout here, and if you clicked on today's video, that means you are very clearly interested in what might be coming around the corner in the upcoming Solstice of Heroes event in Destiny 2, currently scheduled to begin on August 11th. If you're unfamiliar or very new to Destiny, the Solstice of Heroes event is an annual summer tradition intended to, quote, honor the sacrifices of guardians everywhere. TLDR, it's the summer event, and as is tradition, I'm going to give a very obvious spoiler warning right here. If you want to experience anything and everything in the 2020 Solstice of Heroes completely fresh and spoiler-free, click out of this video now. Go on, there's no shame, I'll give you a few seconds. Still here? Alright, cool, let's get into it. The majority of the information I'm going to talk about comes courtesy of a Reddit post from user Chrome Flux, who has gone through a few data sources, including some websites like light.gg and Today in Destiny, to try and organize what's coming down the pipe in the Solstice of Heroes event. First things first, if you thought this event was going to be a wildly different experience from 2019, well, I sorta got bad news for you. From a distance, it's looking pretty similar right now. The TLDR of everything we're about to go over is that there are multiple unique armor sets in Solstice, just like last year. You can ultimately unlock Armor Glow, just like last year, and there's going to be an absolute F-ton of grinding, just like last year. The European Aerial Zone appears to be returning, although in what exact capacity, we don't really know yet. And what I mean by that is it going to be exactly 100% identical as 2019? Same layout, same structure, same enemies? Or maybe this year new enemies will be added, maybe some mildly different mechanics and boss fights? We don't yet know, but we do know for a fact that we will be doing activities in the EAZ once again. Moving on, let's talk about the armor sets, which once again seem to be the main prize you'll be chasing after in this year's Solstice event. Currently, there seems to be 3 individual sets of armor, and no, if you're new to this event, I don't mean one set for the Warlock, Titan, and Hunter. I mean 3 individual sets for each class. Think of it as bronze, silver, and gold level gear. You're gonna start off with the renewed armor set, which appears to be blue level gear. You'll then be tasked with doing an absolute butt ton of grinding in order to upgrade your armor. What kind of grinding, you ask? I looked through pretty much every armor piece I could in the websites provided in the Reddit post and found a lot of very similar activities. Things like complete runs through the EAZ, defeat combatants with super abilities, collect solar, arc, and void orbs in strikes, defeat guardians in PvP or Gambit, complete heroic public events, and so on and so forth. Every piece of armor requires upgrades, and when you've completed them all, you'll advance from renewed armor to the majestic armor. Once again, a ton of very familiar grinding activities. In case you're wondering, I looked through armor for the Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter separately. And for the time being, it seems that each piece of armor requires different task completions. It all falls under the same umbrella though, and I'm sure at the end of the day, each class going for their fully complete set of armor is likely going to be doing all of the same sort of stuff no matter what. When you've completed all of the grinding for the majestic armor set, you'll finally be able to upgrade one last time and acquire the magnificent armor set. Apparently the magnificent armor set also has its own list of objectives you'll need to grind out. You can see all of them right here in this image, courtesy of Ginzor on Twitter. Nothing too complicated for the average D2 player, and all the magnificent armor grinding seems to be the same across every class. Complete a Master Difficulty Nightfall for the helmet, complete a Nightmare Hunt on the Moon, complete the Pit of Heresy dungeon, win 7 matches in Trials, which, by the way, before you panic, I'm assuming is not in a row, so don't worry about that too much. You don't have to go flawless. And defeat the final boss in Altar of Sorrow. I don't think it's known at this time what exactly you'll unlock when completing those tasks on the Magnificent Armor. Current speculation seems that it's either going to be for masterworking the armor, which sounds about right, and or to unlock colorless glowing on each piece of armor. 2 promo pictures of the event armor itself show what appears to be colorless glowing on your armor, and text from a promo picture of the event reads, quote, an armor glow powered by your own light energy. So yeah, that's probably the colorless armor glow right there. Of course, a new seasonal event also means more things packed into the Eververse. Here are some images of colored armor ornaments that will likely be sold in the Eververse. Not bad, pretty fresh if you ask me. We've also got 2 sparrows and a ship, if you care about that sort of thing, and of course some emotes. If you want to get a sneak peek at which emotes, finishers, etc. will be available each day at the Eververse, go ahead and check out the projected schedule over on todayindestiny.com. Regarding the colored ornaments, the big question there is, will these be locked behind silver? We don't currently know, but I would say it would be very likely that they'll be available for silver as well as bright dust. If they were completely locked behind silver, I would be shocked. In light.gg, you can see the bundles for each of these sets, and in the description it says ornaments with built-in subclass colored glows. The intensity increases with super energy charge. Moving on, apparently there is a reward for completing all 3 armor sets, just like last year. Right now they are using a placeholder for the Void Streak Sparrow, but the description reads, complete the Solstice Legendary Armor Set on all 3 classes. Again, that is a placeholder in the Bungie API. What that means is last year's Void Streak Sparrow will likely not be the reward again this year. It's currently just a placeholder in the D2 code, i.e. Bungie doesn't want us to see what the real reward is yet. The TLDR on that one is that for the super grinders out there, you'll have something to chase after if you want to be insane and grind out the magnificent set of armor on every class. Right now, we're about 1 week away from the Solstice of Heroes event coming out, and I'm guessing that any day now, Bungie is going to give us a bunch of new info, maybe a preview in an upcoming TWAB about what else is coming down the pipe for the summer event. If we get any more juicy info, I'll be sure to share it with you all. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, be sure to like today's video if you enjoyed it, and click subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.